Imran Khan is saying that, is stressing that wisdom is needed and that we should sit down, the two countries should sit down and, you know, try to settle differences through talks.
I think the reason Prime Minister Imran Khan made these offer again was the fact that Pakistan right now has a clear edge over India, because it was a bit humiliating for the Prime Minister Narendra Modi that two of its planes were shot down and then the one pilot has been arrested. And Pakistan has made public the footage of the pilot who has been arrested. And I think in a broader picture, since today was that high-level meeting of National Command Authority, which actually oversees the entire operational mechanism in situation where Pakistan can use the nuclear warheads. And after that meeting, I think Prime Minister made certain remarks which indicates that there could be possibility of miscalculations. And he said that once these miscalculations take place, that means the situation would go out of my hand and the situation would go out of the hands of the Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So it is a high time for India to think over what can be further done. And that is the way forward to hold negotiation with Pakistan on how to resolve Kashmir dispute. Now, India has been saying time and again it's a militancy. Now, they have killed more than 100,000 people during the last 3 decades. That is not of militancy. It is a genuine uprising. It is an indigenous movement. Now, India did not come up with any evidence about the involvement of any Pakistani citizen in a suicide bombing in Kashmir. So, and then they had incursion on Pakistani side of the border, claiming 300 people, terrorists were killed. On the ground, Pakistan has shown the footage that none of that sort of thing did happen over there. It was empty land in the forest. So this is kind of the situation that is developing in Pakistan that clearly suggests that right now both countries are making incursions into each other's area. Pakistan might have an edge, but at the end of the day, when there is a full-fledged war, then there is a possibility of the use of the nuclear warheads. And that is what Prime Minister Imran Khan doesn't want to happen. Prime Minister doesn't want that kind of situation to occur where Pakistan can go for a nuclear war.
Now let's go to the other side. Let's go to New Delhi and ask Munawar Zaman, our correspondent. Munawar, there are some contradictions. You know, India is saying that we had that raid and we destroyed that militant camp and a number of terrorists got killed. Pakistan is denying this, as you just also heard. And also, there's some kind of contradiction in the number of the fighter jets that were downed.
Well, it's basically a peculiar scenario. We're caught up in a scenario where we don't exactly know what has happened, because wherever this action has taken place, it's a dense border, it's a dense jungle. Basically, these are mountainous areas. And I don't right now agree with certain claims of any government, because right now what we see circulating on the social media and the TV is that they're just making claims that we have shot down fighter jets of each other. But nobody accurately knows what exactly happened on the ground right there. But India has claimed that it shot down the Pakistani Air Force fighter jet in the Poonch area. Well, at the same time, Pakistan says it has shot down 2 Indian planes. Well, of course, they have made one claim which looks to be genuine, that one fighter aircraft has been shot down, because they have captured the pilot alive of the Indian Air Force, and I could see his videos circulating on the social domain. But let me add up something very important to this conversation, Barrows.
Sure.
Media and social networking these days plays a vital role. What I've been watching and following these last couple of days is that media is giving it too much of hype, and they are doing irresponsible journalism. And this is because if people believe on what has been shown on the TV, then the situation is going to be disastrous. I mean, we're not talking about some small countries holding some small weapons. We're looking at countries holding conventional weapons, holding nuclear weapons. I mean, if the situation further escalates, we're not looking at something really small. We're looking at something really disastrous. And India is not a small country. It's a country of more than 1 billion people. At the same time, Pakistan has a good population. I mean, no country would right at the moment, no country would right now afford a war. But the best possible solution is to sit down and no time could be appropriate at this point in time because right now everything is hot.
Exactly.
Both the countries are on the war footing.
And Munawar, do you believe, Munawar, sorry for jumping in, Munawar, do you believe, you talked about negotiations, do you believe India will accept and sit at a negotiating table with the Pakistani side?
Well, I don't think so because India has always been saying that the first issue that they would like to address is a cross-border terrorism. We would not accept any talks unless you people address the issues of cross-border terrorism, and they believe all the turmoil that is happening in Indian-administered Kashmir is just because that Pakistan is all doing this, all this is Pakistan is behind that. So first of all, they want to make sure that they address the issue of terrorism. But yes, again, I'm telling you right now, Barrows, let me add a very important point. Right now, we're heading to the general elections in India, and we could expect anything unexpected because elections are very crucial in India.
That's
Back
right.
to you.
That's right. Okay, exactly. Let me, I'll go to Pakistan and ask JAVED Rana a final question. JAVED, you heard about that thing. India has been blaming Pakistan that they had information about, militants and terrorists operating from inside Pakistani soil and operating against India. But what do you have to tell us about that, briefly?
This suicide bomber, Adil Ahmed Dar, was a stone pelter. He became a suicide bomber. They have killed more than 100,000 people, and during last couple of years, hundreds have been killed. I think these are the policies of the Indian government in disputed Kashmir region, which is a turning stone pelter into militants, and that is at the heart of the problem. In case of Pakistan, they did not come up with any evidence, just allegations, and it is the BBC's reports, it is independent media's report that the place where they have hit with bombs, it is a forest, empty jungle. Nothing of the sort happened. And one point I want to make was that the Indians are claiming that they have hit Pakistan's plane, but they have not shown the wreckage. They have not shown the pilot. Where is the pilot? So I think these are they need to come up with the hard evidence when they say that they have shot down Pakistan's plane.
Okay.